Hi everyone.
Hi, this is Xiao.
Today we are going to drink something very special. My own kind of weird creation, but very cool, I think, and very good tea. This is the 2016 Yunnan sourcing Sheng wild tree purple and ripe tea. And yeah, this is really cool, kind of a little take on the modern take on the CNMP Zhongcha wrapper style. This was designed by Megan Albers for the Year of the Monkey, so it's kind of like a monkey face here instead of the Zhongcha. And we've got a little purple stamp here. There's also a 250 gram cake, which is ripe and raw, but the raw is pure Assamica raw, whereas this is the Yesheng varietal raw. And it's just a small amount of raw. It's mostly ripe. And this is a purple Ye symbol for wild, and Yuan and 猴子, yeah, monkey.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get to it, and I'll talk a little bit more about this tea as we start drinking it. Xiao's gonna brew because I'm really not good at talking and brewing. So yeah, let's get started. And again, this is 2016, and yeah, it's actually many years ago I had the Zitian, which is like it's like a hand stamped Tian symbol. I think it's round stamp with the Tian and the heavenly symbol, and that, I think, from my memory, it's been a long time, was a ripe and raw blend too, and it's kind of become like a classic blend. So I kind of had this idea that I wanted to blend ripe and raw together, and I tried a few different like half and half blends, but I wasn't really that satisfied with it. So I decided to just blend a little bit of raw in with the ripe to try to get something that I thought was going to be nice, just to give the ripe tea, have it be a ripe tea, but have it be a ripe tea with a little bit of a kick. So in 2016, I blended two different ripe and raws, and this is one of them. So it starts off not a very dark tea soup, very kind of light. I mean, it's still going to open up, but I actually think that the raw tea makes the color just lighter in general too for the tea soup. So if y'all try this tea after watching the video, or even better, when you are watching the video, if you have this tea already, you could queue it up and drink it and watch our video. But yeah, the tea soup is quite light.
Yeah.
But it'll get a little bit darker, I think, with the next infusion. So this is 7 grams in our trusty 120 milliliter pure silver teapot. There's kind of almost like a camphory eucalyptus kind of herbaceous taste to it.
It's very different than the last time I drink.
Yeah. Yeah, this tea has changed a lot. Yesheng tea, when it's really young, the Yesheng varietal, Sheng Pu'er, is really, really
Bitter.
pretty bitter. Yeah, it does age pretty fast too. So the bitterness, like when it's just a couple months old, it's really, really strong. So I guess this tea is about almost, well, I know the Yesheng tea is the 2016. It's about 2 years old. Getting close to about 2 years old. It wasn't pressed 2 years ago, but the tea in it is 2 plus 2 years, almost 2 years old. But yeah, this infusion is definitely darker. It's more looking like a typical ripe tea now. Oh yeah, really nice and
Good.
full. Oh, just a really nice smell too. It's interesting how there are both ripe and raw kind of flavors and smell. Yeah,
Yes,
it's got a,
almost smell like raw aroma,
yeah,
like very strong.
yeah. It has the raw pu'er smell is coming through really strong, and then there's kind of like a little sweet, kind of more earthy aspect to it, which is the ripe tea.
Smells very good.
But I think what's also interesting about this tea is the Sheng cha is from Xiao Hu Sai in Mengku area, and the ripe tea is from Da Hu Sai material that
Yes,
was
they're very close.
yeah, which is it's interesting. So both the materials, both the tea leaves, the raw materials for this tea are from neighboring villages. So I think that's really interesting. I didn't get very much tea.
Oh. Sorry.
Give me more tea next time. Don't give the cameraman tea.
Okay.
You're spoiling him. Yeah, this tea is changing really fast too. I think probably it's been a few months since I had it. When we first made it, I was like, whoa, this is so strong and so intense and kind of, but knowing what I do about not only ripe pu'er with it mellowing with age and losing that, that wet piling taste, but also knowing that Yesheng cha, when it's very young, is very, very bitter, but quickly over the course of 2-3 years really transforms a lot and loses the bitterness. This has almost like a salty, briny aspect to it. I think some people might call it kind of an umami kind of character. There's bitterness. There's a lot more bitterness than you would find in most ripe teas. Except, yeah, there's that Yesheng bitterness is still there and it hangs out a little bit, but I feel like it's sweet. What, I'm sorry, what were you gonna say, Xiao?
Oh, I just want to remind you, the ripe tea, when we got it, when we taste it, it's like already have like the own bitterness. Do you remember?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Very bitter.
This tea, when we got it, and in fact, we haven't used this tea in any other production, because when we first got it, it was the ripe tea was quite bitter and very strong because it's from wild arbor, Da Hu Sai material, and it was really quite bitter and strong tea. So I just decided to create this cake, and I'm like, well, let's just create this, and having confidence in both the ripe and the raw material, and having confidence in them, and to me was really just enough. And knowing that they were going to age well and that they were going to become something unique, over time, that they would become more increasingly kind of harmonious as the ripe tea loses its wet piling taste and as the raw Yesheng loses some of its bitterness and gains complexity.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's good. I like we have some the Yesheng cake breaks.
Oh yeah,
do you remember?
the
It's
2005.
Yeah, it's very good. The one is fresh is kind of hard to drink. It's very bitter.
Yeah.
But I know well aged good.
This is nice. It's just got a really like lubricating. I get like the Shenjing, like the mouth-watering effect, which is nice. It feels like there's just like I'm feeling like I want to swallow the tea even when it's not in my mouth, which I like that. I like that feeling. It's complexity, 很丰富.
Yeah, I feel the ripe tea is bitter in my mouth, but I feel the most stronger bitterness from the wild tea on my tongue.
Yeah, like kind of the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of, different one, different, better.
Should I reboil? Let me reboil the water.
Okay.
We really need, I like a lot of heat for this tea. I really want to try to get as much out of it as I can. All right. Really stable. I think this infusion is pretty similar to the last one. Yeah, it's really, it's almost like salty. Kind of. I don't know. I mean, not really salty, but it has that feeling in the mouth, like you just had something a little bit salty.
The wild teas always have unique taste. I like it. It's very good.
Yeah.
And especially after years.
Yeah. I've never seen a tea like this before. Like I've seen raw and ripe together, but I've never seen, I mean, I don't know if I'm the first person to do this, but maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, ripe and raw together. I know a lot of people would, be upset maybe.
Why?
Just real traditional kind of people who are in Pu-erh in China, I think,
I don't think so. Maybe
some people. I said some people. I didn't say everybody. There's a lot of
people think weird, but you
Yeah.
got to try.
Do you want to come over here? You look like you're falling off your chair.
No, I'm not.
Are you afraid of me?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we have to push a little bit now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, what I think is interesting though too is the how I think that you'll see a little bit with these anytime you have a blend of teas, but particularly when you have a blend of like raw and ripe, some teas are going to be more at the forefront than other ones, and I think that's one of the reasons like people like to blend teas together, especially like several ripe teas blended together or several raw teas blended together, because you have some teas are going to be more at the forefront and then other ones are going to be kind of hanging back, because for some reason some teas tend to kind of open up earlier or later than others, so they tend to kind of help each other along. I would imagine that the raw is going to be helping the ripe along in the later infusions, because the raw is going to be no, not to age. The infusions, the later infusions, 就是后面的泡了，就是那个生茶会，没有，那个生茶会更浓，然后会帮助那个熟茶。The raw tea is going to help the ripe tea in the later infusions, because it'll still have a little more oomph. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's.
Okay, I think I need to wait a couple minutes.
I got to learn Chinese for 10 years, and you've been learning English for 4 years now.
But I'm much slower than you.
No, my Chinese wasn't very good after 4 years. It was just okay.
That's good.
I think
you're fast.
You're being too hard on yourself.
I have to.
Lucy's snoring really loud. I don't know if you can hear it.
She's so tired.
She's in her place. But yeah, we have gotten some amazing contributions for the Year of the Dog design contest. A lot of Lucy's.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So we're really enjoying that. Thanks to everybody who have contributed. And yeah, it's going to be really, really hard to choose the winners, because there's so many good designs. So
Especially
Yeah.
it's about Lucy.
Yeah.
Everyone's so cute, so good.
Yeah. We're biased, so. But, anyways.
Yeah, I just have to push.
Wow. It's like the bitter melon that we had yesterday.
Oh,
Yesterday,
yes.
Xiao made some bitter melon. She made some handmade,
Pasta?
pasta and bamboo shoots and Karela bitter melon. I think it was the smaller, the Indian style bitter
Yeah,
melon
it's much better
in
than the
noodles with like a
Chinese one.
curry sauce. It was amazing, but for like an hour or two after, my mouth was still, there was this like,
Sweet.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
like sweet and a little bit of, moving my lips, and I could feel it, like I could taste it again still. It was just
I
like,
think that is from Huixiang.
oh yeah, there was fennel too. So, but yeah, bitter is a good thing. I think that's something that's lacking in.
In China, we say 良药苦口. It's good medicine. It's better in your mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
Should we keep drinking this?
Yeah, we can let that one sit. This is still really good. This is really still got a lot of flavor. It's definitely changed. It's become a little more sweet and herbaceous, less bitter. But I think also, when you're drinking a tea too, the early infusions are still, especially when you have a nice, strong, potent, complex tea like this, the early infusions are actually still influencing your mouth in the later infusions. So, sometimes you can't really judge each infusion. You can't really say this, it wouldn't be the same as if you just walked into the room and you just drank the fifth or sixth steeping, because you have the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth steeping already, in your body, in your mouth, so it's not the same thing.
Yeah, of course.
I think, that's, the early infusions are influencing the later ones as because you've experienced them and you're still kind of experiencing them. So it's a really interesting concept. And I think the point that I try to make about pu'er in general, and especially Sheng cha, raw pu'er, but also ripe pu'er too, and good teas in general, that it's more of an experience and a feeling than it is a taste. And when people get too caught up on the taste of things, I think they tend to miss out on some of the other things, because it's more than just the taste.
Yeah,
of
course.
It's
also
really
the cha qi.
the cha qi, the energy of the tea itself. And some people say cha qi is this mystical thing or whatever. I think it's mystical because it exists and we get to experience it, and whether we can quantify it scientifically, and I think probably it could be or will be at some point, but again, it is still a miracle whether or not we can say what it is.
But most important is your body felt that.
Yeah, exactly. Just it's like anything else that's beautiful and wonderful. We can try to explain it, or we can just enjoy it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I've still got a real bitterness here that's hanging out. This tea is going to be really interesting. I think this tea, like at about the 5-6 year mark, is going to be a totally different animal than it is now. Right now, just at 2 years, it's really quite different. Less aggressive, very pleasant to drink. For me, a seasoned raw pu'er drinker, it's not too aggressive. I've had a couple of customers that were like, "Is it supposed to taste like that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just supposed to taste like that." So, it's definitely not for everybody. I wouldn't run out and go, get a cake or a tong right off the bat. But I would really recommend people to try it.
But every year
just
will
a
be
sample.
different taste.
Yeah, and it's going to change. I think you know, the 10-year mark, if it's, we probably will sell out of it before then, but it will be very interesting to, I think also will be sought after too.
Maybe
So,
in the future we can make another one.
yeah, we will definitely make another one. I love this wrapper. I love this. Just the whole play on the zhongcha thing. It's so funny. I love it. It's really a great design. It just makes me laugh every time I see it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think, what is it? Green mark? Oh, it's green mark purple. That's what we call it. And there's a green mark ripe and raw. That's a 250 gram too. And we will do a video review of that pretty soon. That's also a very interesting, good tea. So I think, what do you say? Should we call it quits?
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call it quits. But yeah, definitely check it out. And thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.